Welcome, listeners, to another episode of the Chris Talk Show. Here's your host, Chris Talks.
What's up, listeners? Welcome to another episode of the show. I am your host with the most, Chris Talks. All right, folks. Let's get into our top topic for this episode. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome back, Ed. And welcome back to the show to all my listeners and all my new listeners. Welcome back. We took a little break, of course, but we are back. Okay. Now, let's get right down to our top topic of this episode, which is going to be Mr. Formerly disgraced. What was he? Republican, right? Yeah. Formerly disgraced Republican George Santos. Okay. Starts his 7-year prison sentence today. Yes, today. He is starting his 7-year prison sentence. Now, I want to give you a little bit of history about George Santos, and then we're gonna play a recording. All right, we're gonna play something from NBC News, but first, let's give you a little history of Mr. George Santos, which I am going to leave up to Sarah. All right, let's get into it.
Thank you, Chris. George Anthony Devolder Santos, born July 22, 1988, is an American former politician and convicted felon. He served as the U.S. Representative for New York's 3rd Congressional District from January to December 2023 when he was expelled from Congress. He had run for the seat in 2020 as a Republican, but was defeated by incumbent Democratic Representative Tom Suozzi. After Suozzi opted against seeking re-election in 2022, Santos ran for the same seat and won, defeating Democrat Robert Zimmerman and becoming the first openly LGBTQ Republican elected to Congress as a freshman. Within weeks of Santos's election, news outlets began reporting that much of his biography appeared to be fabricated. Santos admitted to having lied about his education and employment history, while his disclosures about his business activities, income, and personal wealth were inconsistent with one another. Further, Santos had not disclosed his criminal history or the existence of lawsuits against him. Santos was sworn in as a member of the House in January 2023, but faced ongoing media scrutiny as well as demands for his resignation from members of both parties, following an investigation by the House Ethics Committee and a federal indictment. The House of Representatives voted 311 to 114 to expel Santos on December 1, 2023. Santos is the first member of Congress expelled without having previously been convicted of a crime or having supported the Confederacy. He is also the 6th member of the House to be expelled and the first Republican. Santos pleaded guilty to identity theft and wire fraud in August 2024. He was sentenced to 87 months in prison in April 2025, which he began serving in July. George Anthony Devolder Santos was born to Fatima Alzira Caruso Horta Devolder and Garcino Antonio dos Santos Jr., known as Junior, both of whom were born in Brazil. He has a younger sister, Tiffany. His maternal grandparents, Paulo Horta Devolder and Rosalina Caruso Horta Devolder, were also born in Brazil. 3 of his 4 maternal great-grandparents were also born in Brazil, with the other born in Belgium. His mother, Fatima Devolder, immigrated to Florida in 1985, working in agriculture. She later moved to New York City, working as a housekeeper, cook, and nanny. Garcino Santos was a house painter. Santos has claimed dual citizenship in the U.S. and Brazil. In 2013, a Brazilian court described him as American. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Sarah, thank you for that report. Now we're going to go next to NBC News, and this is the report that this is what George Santos said before he was going to prison. All right, let's play that clip real quick, all right?
Tonight, former Congressman George Santos begins his life as an inmate in the federal correctional institution Farrington in New Jersey. Santos, never one to avoid the spotlight, bid farewell to his supporters with a final X post showing him blowing a kiss with the caption, "I may be leaving the stage for now, but trust me, legends never truly exit."
7 years in
Santos admitting he's not prepared for life behind bars.
I don't know that I survive it. I'm not a streetwise guy. I don't know how to fight.
He was forced out of Congress in disgrace, becoming only the sixth member of the House of Representatives to be expelled by his colleagues.
You guys got to get out of my way.
It came after a scathing ethics report marked the end of his short-lived but outsized political career.
Thank you for having me. My name is George Santos.
Within days of his win, press reports began to emerge, revealing Santos was not who he claimed to be. From his past business career to his education, and even something as trivial as a fake stint on his college volleyball team. As the pressure mounted, Santos remained defiant.
I will not stand by quietly.
But soon, the lies about his biography quickly morphed into a criminal indictment. Santos chose to plead guilty to a long list of charges.
I know that my actions have caused disappointment, frustration, and a loss of faith in me. And for that, I'm truly sorry.
And tonight, Santos on day one of a more than 7-year sentence. Santos spent a lot of time publicly begging President Trump for a pardon, but ultimately admitted that pardon was not going to come. Tom.
All right. Thank you, NBC, thank you for that report. Some of that stuff was repeated, but of course, we want to give you from both sides. You know what to do with it. All right, listeners, if you like this, let me pay my bills real quick. If you like this content and want to hear more of it, hit that subscribe button and feel free to leave a like and to share. Give me that dong one more time. All right, this is the point of the show where I give you my view and my opinion. Okay, now we already know that this guy, this George Santos, that's his name, right? Am I saying it right? George Santos, Santiago, okay, Santos. All right, that he was a fraud. I mean, I've done shows on this guy before. Like, I've done plenty of shows on this guy before. If you check the roster, you'll see that this guy, he's a fraud. He lied about so many things. And as you heard, to the point where it became an indictment. And this is what I would tell people. It doesn't pay to lie. It does not pay to lie.
Message.
It doesn't. Because first of all, you got to keep the lie up. Okay. And then second of all, sooner or later, somebody's going to figure it out, especially when you are running for a public office, especially that type of public office. People are definitely going to find out. Come on. You're going to have some of the best people digging into your life to find out who you are, to find out if anything that you are saying is true. Because the one thing that the public does not like is a liar. Even though a lot of politicians are liars.
Bruh.
I'm just saying. It's not a fact. I'm just saying that even though some of them are liars, okay?
Bruh.
This guy blatantly lied about who he was. Just who he was. Period. Not about how he's going to help the community.
Bruh.
He lied about who he was. And now, come on. That's where he got to sit for the next 7 years. You know what I'm saying? But as far as him talking about, I'm not ready to go to jail and all of this. When did you think he was going to go? At what point do you think you're going to be ready to go? Nobody's ever ready to go to jail. Okay? Nobody. But can you do it for me, please? Can you, please? Can you do it for me? That's what I give him. Come on, guy. Come on. Come on, nobody's ever prepared for this. But if you're going to sit there and commit such crimes, you got to be ready to do the time. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be ready to do the time. And I would say this real quick. Can we give him a tiny round? Can we give him a tiny round of applause? Real quick, a tiny one. For being so clever. And I said this before, I'll say it again. For being so clever to fool the government and then actually win.
Bruh.
I give you that. I give you that.
Bruh.
Why we can't give him? I give you that. Okay. But due to the rules, we do have to give him the dummy buzzer. Can we give him the dummy buzzer real quick? And I mean, that's just for the it's for the mess up. It's for the mess up. But he got caught. But he almost had it. I mean, he got in there. I give him that. He got inside. So
Bruh.
it didn't last long, but he got inside. So,
Bruh.
It is what it is. But they did say that there was another point that I was wanted to bring up, that of where he worked, but he's Brazilian. And this is what I'm saying. I don't understand this people. This guy.
Bruh.
No, he's Brazilian. Then he comes over here. Then he says he's American. Then he wins an election.
Bruh.
And then this is the part of it that really bugs me out. A lot of people, and a lot of you voters, you might hate me for this, but I don't care. A lot of y'all voted for him because he was part of the LGBT alphabet community.
Bruh.
I'm just saying. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it because I don't know how many letters there is in it, like right about now.
Bruh.
So I don't want to say it the wrong way. I'll just call it the alphabet community, all right?
Bruh.
I don't see what's funny about that, Ed. We probably just offended a lot of people with that laughing.
Bruh.
But my point that I'm trying to make is that a lot of people voted for him because he was a part of that community. Not for what he was standing for, not for what he was saying or anything like that. They just voted for him because of his race, okay?
Bruh.
In the community that he was a part of.
Bruh.
This is why people are voting for people. This is the same thing that happened with what's this guy? Obama. Same thing with Obama.
Bruh.
It makes no sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. It makes no sense. We are all human beings. So it makes no sense just to vote for somebody because they're Hispanic or because they're a part of a certain community. To me, it makes no sense.
Bruh.
Excuse me. To me, it makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. But this did happen, and this man is going to jail for the next 7 years, And then this what bugs me out. It's like he defrauded the world. And I also wanted to point on this. This is another thing that I want to point on. Is that he defrauded the world, ladies and gentlemen. And then he asks he asks Trump for a pardon. I couldn't believe that this man did that. I mean, like for real.
Bruh.
How you I don't know. I don't know the type of balls that this man must have. You know what I mean?
Bruh.
To sit there and defraud the government and be a Republican at that, make the Republican party look bad, okay?
Bruh.
And then ask to be pardoned after making the Republican Party look bad, making them look like liars. I mean, he's not Trump. He can't do it like Trump does it. See, Trump can lie to you and you'll probably believe it.
Bruh.
I'm just saying. But he's not Trump. So I mean, come on, people.
Bruh.
Defrauding the public, okay? Defrauding the voters. I mean, as you can see, you're not going to get away with it. But I want to go down. And did you find it yet? Because I wanted to go down some of the jobs that they said that this man actually had. I know, I do remember one of them being at, I think it was like Fios or something, Dish Network. Okay, so apparently, okay, I'm gonna just name a few of the jobs that he had before he went into politics real quick. So apparently he worked at Dish Network, right? And they hired him for his skills. Listen, these are the skills they have, and I think this is really good too. They hired him because he can speak Portuguese, which is kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Bruh.
why you give me the bruh? I think it's cool that he could speak Portuguese. I can't speak Portuguese.
Bruh.
Hell, the only thing I could speak is English. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like, I think it's cool that he knows a second language. Okay, and but what other job did it? Hotels Pro. I don't know what the hell Hotels Pro is, but apparently he worked at Hotels Pro. What's this? Link Bridge Invest? What is that? Investigators? What is Link Bridge Investigators? We gotta look that up. We gotta look that up because I hope I'm saying that right. Link Bridge Investigators, because he's I don't see him investigating like a damn thing.
Bruh.
I don't see it happen. But those are just a few of the jobs. Now you don't really have to look it up. You don't really have to look it up. I'm just playing. But those are just
Bruh.
a few of the jobs that he claimed that he had, to find out that he didn't really have any of these jobs. But I want to say he's not the only one in office doing this. He's
Bruh.
not. There's so many more. But I do, at the end of the day, I do wish this guy. I do wish him the best. I hope he gets through those 7 years. Like,
Police! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help!
that was wrong. But I can imagine him saying that up in there. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine him. Don't do that. All right, listen. Let me get up out of here. Can you drop my bomb for me, please? Thank you, Ed. All right, listeners. I want to thank all my listeners for tuning in. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, check us out on all our other platforms. Until next episode, ladies and gentlemen, stay blessed and not stressed. I will see y'all later. Peace out.